And just put a little bit of the facts on the table for where it currently is. So currently there are around 6,000 jobs registered with work and income, around 1,200 come in a week. Last month alone we saw 4,000 people come off, more than 4,000 people come off the unemployment benefit for the reason of finding work. So more than 4,000 people just last month. We are triaging away, so those that come into work and income to go on to a benefit, up to 40% currently are going away because they don't need to, because they actually find work. To put some perspective around sole parents and their capacity to work, we actually have 35% of sole parents work full-time, 52% are employed, and 10,000 people currently on the DPB earn more than $80 a week. So can I just give those numbers again, because it just puts a little bit of perspective on where we're at and where we're dealing with. And I suppose to put some context around that as well, I do not underestimate how big it is of what we're trying to do. I do not underestimate how people's confidence can be low, on how hard it is to actually go out there and ask for someone to give them a job. Perhaps when you've been unemployed for quite some time, I do not underestimate the courage it takes to actually get out there and put yourself forward. But that does not mean that I will not believe they can't do it. Yeah? That does not mean that I will not believe in their capacity to actually be able to have a better life than what such limited income and limited opportunities there are on the benefit. And so I am going to believe in the bill that we've got forward, that I think gives a level of fairness, the right sort of obligations and the right sort of incentives. So let me put this back in perspective for the absolute calls that I get often and what I've been hearing so far today. 35% of sole parents are working full-time. 52% are currently employed. 10,000 of those on the DPB earn over $80 per week. What we're doing is actually, you know what this bill is doing, and I know the House actually recognises that what it is doing is raising those abatement thresholds, so it's giving them an opportunity to earn more and keep that in their pockets. I know that the House recognises that we are legislating for CPI increases, something that has never been done before, that locks that in and makes sure that people actually are recognised. I also want to acknowledge the OSCA, so we're actually looking at that after-school care and recognising that we can put a bit more money in there, we can get rid of some of the bureaucracy, we can make sure that actually they are getting that level of support. We are also addressing a whole lot of the issues around the independent youth benefit, and the independent youth benefit was one that I felt strongly about and felt that actually there is an obligation on those that are aged under 18 to be in education training, first of all. For some it may be a job, but education and training will now be compulsory for those that receive state help under the age of 18. So whereas it has been optional before, we are moving towards making that compulsory. These are parts of the bill which I think are fair, that are moving in the right direction. May I also just bring to the House's attention just some of the financial benefits that are very real for those that the changes to this bill can make. So, for example, someone at the moment, the financial benefit from work as of the 1st of October when this is introduced for a sole parent with 2 children over 6, perhaps living in South Auckland and earning the minimum wage. So on a benefit and not working, they may be getting around $278 a week on the DPB, family tax credit of around $149, accommodation supplement of $165, temporary additional support of $14.73, temporary GST assistance of that $5.62 that will be coming in. That's a total of $612.60. On a benefit, working 15 hours a week on the minimum wage, so I'm not trying to dress it up and make it any look any better than what it is, but there they will still get the domestic purposes benefit of about $250 a week. Their wages and salaries will be about $153. The others stay as it is, except they do lose that $14 temporary assistant, but they are getting a total of $724 a week. So we're talking about $110 a week better off. They also have access, continue to have their access to accommodation supplement, which is included in that $110 better off. They also get access to that childcare assistance. There is often that sort of discrepancy out there for people that they don't understand. They can still keep assistance from work and income if they are work, so it's not just one or the other. So as I've already stated, we've got about about more work coming into work and income, Mr Chairman. We have more work coming into work and income on a weekly basis now than we certainly did have this time last year, and actually what we did in years ahead. We now have 86 industry partnerships that are working directly with industry and people that want to, and employers that want to help us employ these people and get the right training involved. 17 have actually stepped up and said we want to work exclusively with sole parents. So we actually want to be recognising them as a workforce of the future. We think they have something to give and are of value, and we want to be working aside them. We will also recognise the job ops and what that has brought. So we have around 7,200 that have taken up job opportunities with employers. Of them at the moment, we are still at around that sort of anywhere between 75 and 80% coming off and not going back onto benefits. That has made a significant difference. In the budget that just been, we introduced another 6,000 places. That was a financial budgeting of about $24.7 million went into actually that initiative. We also, as a House would be aware, recently reintroduced the Community Max program, 1,500 places going into those rural communities. So we've just reintroduced another 1,500 places on that we know are actually making a difference. There's also a whole lot of other programs that are going along, and some of the members may also have seen changes to TOPS, which we have recently introduced. So we are moving some of those into more employment-focused training programs. We believe that we can work with those providers in a different way, actually directly relate it to employers and get quite local into what work is coming up, where is it likely to be, get better at focusing and getting that future work going and making sure that that there is the work available there for those that are receiving benefits that we can actually help them move towards. So, Mr Chairman, once it's balanced, once people look at this for what it is actually giving, really recognise exactly where it is at, the volume of work that is coming in, but also recognise that these are not the easiest of times, but I believe that things are going to get better and there's going to be more opportunities for people, and this bill will be part of that future focus and recognising the opportunities for them.
Jacinda.